Hey everybody, Speedy here with Bennu Studio Inc. Expect to continue the Tales from the Drafting Table. This is episode 9 of me refining the artwork from the earlier part of the videos. Let's get after it, shall we? Okay, guys, well, instead of music this time, instead of speeding it up as much as I did in the last video, which I would like to get back to doing it that way, the heat wave that we've been going through is just causing a lot of my stuff to run too slow. So I decided to go ahead and drop the music for now. My main thing is about getting the project done. And I've got to wait for more footage to upload, and that'll be in episode 10. Um, in episode 10, it'll be a little bit longer than this one. It'll be back to kind of the normal size, about 25 to 30 minutes. Um, in episode 10, I'm going to be actually getting into the color study part 2, not just the details and refining it as I've been doing. Part of that's necessary to help in the refinement process. Like if I keep all of it at blue line, I'll be able to see what's going on. But I'm better off if I actually start working out some of the color elements now while I'm going through the refinement process. So if I come across trouble with some of my layout or my design, um, during this part of the process. I find it now. And so that's what I was going to use the red color pencil for, was to come back and make alterations. So at the second half of episode 10 will be me more focused on testing out and filling in the color so I get a little bit more contrast than just rather having the straight up blue line that I'm having in the refinement. I will still use the blue line when I go back to refining each detailed piece. Um, but I'm still experimenting with how I want to approach it. And yeah, I know last episode I got my intro and my outro backwards. And I've been considering dropping those type of intro outros from it altogether, maybe only having the intro and then having me dub over the video as an outro, cuz I mean, it's me no matter what. And so the intro shows me sitting and getting started at the desk. I don't know. I'm still kind of debating. I'm using this montage, which is something I can't sell or enter into competitions. I'm using it as a way to test the overall like format that this series should function under, and I'm taking notes and it's getting more refined. Um, I had a lot of fun doing this one though, and it made me change my mind about selling my books. Now I want to keep them because I'm in love with them again. It's time to go hide them from myself though, so they don't interfere with my process of putting together my own. Um, I will give hints to that as we go along. Um, when I get ready to actually do the full blown final of this Wolverine montage, it will actually be in a separate series. That series is called For the Love of Execution. Yeah, it's actually kind of formatted entirely differently. And I'm technically already getting ready to do the transparencies and make the transfers. I have a lot more footage than what I'm able to like edit and just put out. So in this video, it looks like that's just where I'm at, but technically in real life, I'm far ahead of it. That's kind of where this video ends up being shorter though, is I've got some backlog on getting things uploaded because this heat wave just slowed down my servers, and I've put all the air conditioning on them, which means I'm broiling like a chicken down here right now. But hey, I'm sacrificing my own like comfort for my equipment's comfort. It's just been too humid lately. We get days where it's hot for 2 days, like 100, 105, and then we get a day where it rains, followed by another 100-degree day, which, like, oh my gosh, yeah, broiling me, broiling us all, Just is what it is, right? Um, but yeah, this execution series is quite a bit different, and it's got different kind of elements in it. I'm not trying to do a Bob Ross thing where I'm telling you I'm making happy trees while I'm not. Really, I'm making whatever subject comes up. And I have an entire list of subjects that I will follow this initial one up with. Um, I love Wolverine, so I felt like, yeah, this was a good place to test out this format. And the things I learned along the way, just straight pencil work, not going to work. I think actually I may need to take a slightly different approach in the overall format. Um, I enjoy the concept that I got started with, where I'm shoring up the geometry and primarily focused on composition and telling stories, because that's at that point where I'm thinking about the subject material that I've researched and that I'm referencing. And so telling stories and talking about it out loud while I do it has been pretty cool. Um, but I may go towards something where I do the storytelling and stuff like that as an overdub over the top of me doing it, so that I can just speed up the process of production and make the initial videos a little more interesting. That even though I'm only focused on geometry, if I focus and go purely pneumatic and only focus on the art, and then come back and dub over the storytelling part to kind of fit with what's going on in the video, I think it would actually be better. Um, I think I will still, at the very least, do a personal intro like I've been doing, and then just finish it out with the outro being at the end, where my like, comment, subscribe goes in at. So, yeah, I appreciate everybody that does come check this out. I'm going to keep refining it. If you guys have ideas, shoot them my way. I'm always trying to look for ways to improve. That's like my method of life. That's how I approach everything, not just making videos. And it comes from my training as an artist. We get trained very early on to be very critical of ourselves, take our time, not go too heavy handed, be prepared to redo things. So that's why I'm having the drafting table series, is so it can I can share my thought process and share working out the composition. And then the series that will follow it, it's a little sillier. It's not some Bob Ross thing where I'm going to sit there and tell you how to paint or tell you how to do the mediums. I'm not even telling you how to do any of anything. I'm not here teaching. I'm just sharing, and sharing stories and so forth. And I kind of think the second half, when I was doing refinement and I was speeding it up and I just put music behind it, I mean, it was cool, but it didn't really fit like the title of the series, which is Tales from the Drafting Table. So there was no stories in it. But it was a cool, like, approach, and I do intend to take that approach in the execution series that'll be coming up, that will come out on Fridays. Uh, so, like I said, I'm using this first montage to kind of learn the filming process and what's better to watch and look at, and what links are better and things like that. So, any comments, suggestions, or ideas, I greatly appreciate it. And negative comments, I don't care. There's things about it I don't like, to be honest with you. I could bitch about it too. But all feedback, good or bad, is good feedback. It's stuff I can learn from. Um, I'll ask each person I run into who has seen it, what they think could be better. If, nobody wants to comment down in the comment section, that's fine. I suppose it drags things into your algorithm or your feed that you may not want. I mean, my stuff's a lot of nerd stuff, a lot of alchemy, a lot of Gnosticism, a lot of things that, yeah, people may not be interested in. So, that is the one side, is when you comment on videos, you're going to end up kind of inadvertently pulling my feed and the stuff that I'm into yours. And I'm sure some of you have no interest in the same things I do. I spend a lot of time researching. I spend almost all my time researching when I'm not doing artwork. And technically, even during this latter half, when I was refining the series, I was listening to research for where I'm going next. And where I'm going next is actually going to be a painting, not a colored pencil one. So it's going to be really interesting. And composition wise, it's something that has me really excited. So excited. I've already written about 6 haikus type of poem dedicated to the subject. So, and it's a lot more interesting, at least to me. The this original series with Wolverine was me more like going back and exploring my past and my perspective for the age I was during that past. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. We will see you in tomorrow's video. And like I said, I'm going to keep refining, improving until I really nail down how I want this series. I think in the next subject matter, um, it's my tribute to Aristotle and Plato. I'm not going to give it a name yet. Um, I think in that one, I really will have the series really cleaned up and refined and exactly the way I want it to operate. There've been some technical problems too. That's part of learning how to do something you've never done before. I've said this enough times. I've been doing artwork since I was 3 or 4, and I've been trained since I was 10. But I'm not a trained cinematographer or content creator. I'm teaching myself as I go. All right, everybody, this concludes episode 9 of the Tales from the Drafting Table. I got to make this kind of brief. We're having a technical trouble because of the weather. So have a wonderful evening, and we'll be back for episode 10 tomorrow. Bye.